Imagine for a moment you're standing at the edge of a turbulent sea. The waves are crashing, the wind is howling, and there's not a single thing you can do to calm the storm before you. But what if I told you that within you lies the power to stand unshaken amidst the chaos of the world? This is the core of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has recently risen to prominence in our era of unpredictability. And today, we delve into 10 of its profound insights for cultivating inner strength and resilience. Firstly, let's tackle the cornerstone of Stoicism, understanding what is within our control. The Stoic philosophy, deeply rooted in the wisdom of thinkers like Epictetus, offers a blueprint for resilience that is profoundly relevant in our modern lives. Epictetus himself was born into slavery, which shaped his understanding of control and freedom. He taught that external events, much like the weather or the sea's waves, are beyond our command. However, our responses to these events lie firmly within our grasp. This teaching urges us to delineate our realm of influence, which includes our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. These are like the rudder of a ship, which we can control to navigate through life. Our thoughts, the interpretations and meanings we assign to events, are the seeds from which our beliefs grow. Our beliefs then guide our actions. Stoics argue that by focusing on these internal elements, we can maintain an inner citadel of peace, regardless of external turmoil. Let's take an everyday example: traffic. We can't control the congestion, the behavior of other drivers, or the red lights. Yet we can control our reaction to these irritants. Do we fume and blare the horn, escalating our stress? Or do we accept the situation, perhaps using the time to listen to an audiobook or reflect on our day? The Stoic chooses the latter, recognizing the futility of railing against the uncontrollable and the value of using the moment productively. By applying this Stoic discernment, we can conserve our energy for what truly matters and what we can actually impact. It's not passive resignation, but active engagement with the right battles. This perspective not only liberates us from the frustration of trying to control the uncontrollable, but also directs our efforts towards meaningful personal growth and tranquility. This Stoic strategy is not about suppression of emotions or indifference to the world around us. Instead, it's about developing a mental discipline that allows us to engage with the world more rationally and calmly. It is an empowering philosophy, one that teaches us that while we may not have control over every situation, we always have a choice about how we respond. It's in this choice that our true power lies, and it's this choice that can lead us to a life of tranquility amidst a world that is anything but tranquil. Moving on to our second point, the Stoics were no strangers to adversity. But instead of lamenting over obstacles and challenges, the Stoic approach to adversity was about transforming it into an instrument of personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, not only a Stoic philosopher, but also a Roman emperor, faced countless battles, political intrigues, and personal losses. Yet, he perceived each obstacle not as a hindrance, but as an essential part of his path. This is encapsulated in his profound observation: what stands in the way becomes the way. It's a radical reframing of adversity that turns every challenge into a stepping stone towards virtue. When a Stoic encounters an obstacle, they see it as a test of their virtues, be it patience, perseverance, or courage. Rather than seeing a difficult co-worker as a source of stress, a Stoic might see them as a chance to practice patience and understanding. A financial setback isn't a disaster. It's an opportunity to exercise resourcefulness and restraint. This perspective is more than mere optimism. It's a philosophy that actively engages with difficulty by asking, what can this teach me? It's about mining the depths of every setback to extract wisdom and strength. This doesn't diminish the reality of pain or struggle, but it gives the individual a sense of agency and purpose within it. Furthermore, this mindset encourages us to approach life's inevitable difficulties with confidence and even a sense of anticipation. If every difficulty can make us stronger, then we can face the future with the assurance that we are always growing, always becoming more resilient. The training ground for the mind is not a metaphor, but a lived reality for the Stoic, who understands that mental and emotional strength is built much like physical strength, through resistance and effort. In practice, this means when we're knocked down by life's challenges, we don't waste time asking, "Why me?" Instead, we ask, "What now?" We don't just get back up. We rise stronger, more prepared for the next challenge, and more committed to our personal development. This Stoic resilience is not about building a barrier against adversity, but about becoming so internally fortified that the external can do little to shake our core. In essence, embracing obstacles, as the Stoics suggest, is a radical act of reclamation of power. It's a decision to not let the external world dictate our internal state. It's a commitment to growth, to evolution, and to a life of proactive engagement with whatever comes our way. Stoicism also teaches the practice of mindfulness and presence. It encourages us to anchor ourselves in the now, to live fully in the present moment. Seneca, another Stoic heavyweight, warned us not to squander time, as it is the stuff life is made of. By staying present, we avoid the pitfalls of dwelling on the past or fretting about the future. The cultivation of an attitude of gratitude. The practice of gratitude is a staple within Stoic philosophy, deeply entwined with its teachings about virtue and the good life. Stoics did not merely advocate for the acknowledgement of what one has. They prescribed a deliberate and mindful practice of reflecting on these things regularly. By routinely recognizing the value of what we possess, whether it be good health, the company of friends, or simply the air we breathe, we shift our mental landscape from one of scarcity to one of abundance. This Stoic practice is not a passive feeling, but an active exercise. It involves pausing to contemplate not only the obvious blessings, but also the often overlooked aspects of our daily lives. It's about seeing the richness in the mundane and the extraordinary in the ordinary. Gratitude, in this sense, becomes a tool for transforming our experience of the world. For the Stoics, gratitude also served as an antidote to desire and discontent. It's easy to become ensnared in a cycle of wanting more possessions, more success, more recognition. However, when we engage in the Stoic practice of gratitude, we break this cycle. We find contentment not by acquiring more, but by appreciating fully what we already have. This shift is powerful and can free us from the endless pursuit of external things to fill internal voids. Stoics engaged in something called premeditatio malorum, the practice of visualizing potential challenges, often wrongly mistaken for pessimism. This is instead a preparation strategy that equips us to handle life's inevitable difficulties with grace and composure. As the saying goes, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. When you are prepared for all eventualities, you will neither be surprised nor upset when challenges come your way. The Stoics believed in the power of reasoned discourse, not only with others, but also within oneself. This internal conversation is a method of self-examination, a way to challenge our assumptions, question our judgments, and align our actions with our principles. Constructive self-dialogue is about engaging with your own mind as if it were a wise advisor. It involves stepping back from immediate emotional reactions and asking oneself questions like, is this within my control? Am I acting in accordance with my values? Or, what can I learn from this situation? This form of internal discourse encourages a deeper level of self-awareness and serves as a compass in times of moral uncertainty. By adopting this practice, we foster a resilient inner narrative that can guide us through life's complexities. It's a technique that not only aids in decision-making, but also in maintaining emotional equilibrium, ensuring that our responses to life's challenges are thoughtful, composed, and in line with our broader life philosophy. Seventh, we delve into the practice of cultivating humility. The Stoic practice of cultivating humility is a vital counterbalance to the natural human tendency towards egoism. The Stoics were acutely aware that ego, the inflated sense of self-importance, can cloud judgment, distort perceptions, and lead to moral lapses. Therefore, they advocated for humility as a grounding force, a way to remain connected to the reality of our human limitations and interdependence. Humility, in the Stoic sense, does not imply self-deprecation or a lack of confidence. Instead, it signifies an accurate self-appraisal, recognizing both our strengths and our fallibilities. It is an acknowledgement that while our personal achievements and qualities may be noteworthy, they are but one part of a grand, interconnected tapestry of existence. We stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, and we rely on the contributions of others every single day. This humble perspective serves as a bulwark against the arrogance that can accompany success. It reminds us that self-belief is most constructive when tempered with an understanding of our broader context. A Stoic uses humility to foster a sense of community and shared human experience, rather than viewing themselves as an isolated entity competing against the world. Reflecting on mortality, our eighth point, is perhaps one of the most powerful Stoic exercises. Memento mori, remember you must die, is not a morbid reminder, but a call to live our lives to the fullest, to cherish each moment, and to focus on what truly matters. Our ninth lesson from Stoicism is the detachment from external validation. The Stoics placed great emphasis on the development of an internal compass that guides us independent of external applause or condemnation. They understood that the search for validation from outside sources is fraught with volatility, as public opinion is as changeable as the wind. To anchor oneself to such inconstant validation is to be at the mercy of forces beyond one's control, which is antithetical to Stoic principles. Detachment from external validation is a form of liberation in Stoic thought. It frees individuals from the often oppressive yoke of societal expectations, popularity, and the whims of others. By cultivating a sense of self-validation, we learn to find contentment and worth from within, which is a far more stable and enduring source of happiness. This detachment is not about becoming indifferent or uncaring about the opinions of others. Rather, it is about discerning which opinions truly matter and are constructive. It is about having the wisdom to recognize the value of feedback without being dependent on it for a sense of self-worth. Lastly, we can introduce the principle of intentional discomfort. This practice involves periodically stepping out of one's comfort zone and embracing less than ideal conditions. Unlike asceticism, which may advocate for prolonged austerity, intentional discomfort is a measured exercise to appreciate what one has, build resilience, and prevent complacency. There's a reason many of the world's religions often encourage things like fasting. The Stoics believed in the value of testing oneself against hardship, not as a punishment, but as a way to fortify the spirit. Just as a muscle grows through the stress of exercise, so too does our character through the challenges we willingly undertake. This could mean choosing the stairs over the elevator, periodically abstaining from luxuries, or practicing public speaking to overcome shyness. By incorporating intentional discomfort into our lives, we inoculate ourselves against the impact of real and unexpected hardships. We learn to find contentment even in simplicity and to face life's vicissitudes with equanimity. It's a reminder of our capacity to endure and the power of perspective. It's not the situation that disturbs us, but our view of it. Remember, Stoicism isn't just a philosophy. It's a practical toolkit for living a resilient, fulfilled, and meaningful life. Consider how these points might apply to your life and how you can use them to turn your own chaos into calm. The power to do so has been within you all along.